Welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where we give you all the latest what is happening in the world of sport. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasukami. Join me and let's ride together. In the studio with me today, this glorious Monday, is Victor Ayeton Daminelli making a return on Sport Talk. Welcome to Sport Talk, Victor.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. It feels good to be here, and yeah, it's been a very, very surreal week of football.
All right, Cristiano Ronaldo won the Nations League yesterday. How did you feel?
Yeah, I elated for him. 40-year-old man, still going up strong. He's played with like 3 generations.
Wow, what a rush
of footballers, and you know, from 2004. And to now chose the.
Where were you when Ronaldo made his debut?
Where was I? I was young, you know.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving on. You know how we do it. We always start with a local football. Nigeria Super Eagles battled back from a goal down to secure a 1-0 draw against Russia in an international friendly held Friday night at Moscow Luzhniki Stadium. Despite fielding an under-strength squad, the team showcased resilience and tactical discipline under new head coach Eric Chelle. There is one particular line that I want us to talk about. Yeah. Talking about like second team.
Yeah.
In this team, there was Victor Boniface.
Yes.
There was Tolu Arokudare,
yes.
Onyeka, William Truzekon.
Yes.
Madruka Okoye was in between the stick
yes.
for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yeah, they struggled against Russia team that has not played competitive football in how many years?
Yes, not a full-strength Russia.
So what are we now saying? And now I still see no reason why Victor Boniface is still playing for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Another shambolic performance from Boniface. What are your thoughts?
Truth is, when he first came into the national team, people said, okay, is the coach set up Pesero and all that, and he won't cut.
This is the third coach that you're playing under.
But now he's playing under the third coach, and somehow he has still not caught the wave or the vibe of what we want to see in the Super Eagles. Because we watch Boniface week in, week out at Bayern Leverkusen, we see how he plays, but he has not brought that spark to life in the Super Eagles team. And you know, people are now tending to get annoyed because of his social media activity. It seems it's causing more distractions than by him. You could see what he did after the match, the so-called joke that he made, saying he has retired from the national team and all that. But I feel that we are so stuck in that department that if we do away with Boniface, the Super Eagles will be fine. So
take a look at Tolu Arokudare that just came yesterday.
Yeah,
also got his goal.
Yeah, he's been taken into the team quite well. Tolu Arokudare, when he made his debut, you could see the flashes of brilliance from him. And there are also other strikers that, of course, that are waiting to get their chance. So anytime Cyril Desas comes to the national team, he always shows that.
Talking about Cyril Desas, he came out after the Unity Cup. He said, I don't know why they don't always invite me for a competitive football. Why just a charity game?
You know, when we come out and say there are politics to these things, Boniface keeps coming to camp, and somehow all the international break he has come to camp, he has not quite turned up for the Super Eagles. But Cyril Desas, anytime he's called upon, he performs at least to the best extent of which he can perform. So the thing is, let's see how it fares with Boniface. But the fact is that there are a lot of options stacked in that department. Osimhen. There are a lot of players, you know, Sadi Kumar, if we can go on.
Come on, even Sikuru Alimi, I was surprised with what he displayed during the Unity Cup.
Sikuru Alimi, performance. If we have strikers, when they come into the fore, they can actually do very, very well. So, Victor Boniface, he has to really do better in terms of playing for the national team, because, of course, what's your excuse? This is the third coach. And still
Pesero, Finidi George, and now Eric
Chelle. So and of course these are the warm-up games, and these warm-up games come. Look at it, we're playing against a full-set Russia, and it just gives me the grips that we are struggling. We are almost, let me say, we're almost down and out in terms of our World Cup.
And we have some very, very important games ahead of us. Yes. AFCON, World Cup qualifiers and all.
And if you look at the table, logically, without the use of calculators,
on paper,
we would be so lucky if we land the second spot. That will take us to the continental qualifying stage for the World Cup. And if we do get to the World Cup, man, it's going to be a very, very incredible feat if Eric Chelle takes us to the World Cup, because right now or in a big fix. We know how the World Cup style. We know the draws the unholy draws that we drew to Lesotho, Zimbabwe. Man, it has really done us so bad. But at the moment, I just feel like Eric Chell is trying to build something, but it's not quite working out. But there are some flash of improvements though. And it can be. Let's see how they fare in the next couple of international games. But at the moment, Boniface should really do better. So
for you, Boniface and Cyril Desert, who will you go for?
I'll go for Cyril Desert actually.
Oh, okay.
I will go for Cyril Desert. He's a very, very good player. And he's always had good seasons with
Rangers
in domestic and last season he had a very, very great season. So why not? I'll go with Cyril Desert. Victor Boniface, we know what he does. He didn't quite hit the form that he hit 2 seasons
in his first season at Bayer Leverkusen.
So, but it was quite decent though, but not compared to.
And of course, he's been in and out of injuries these days.
Has been. Now, of course, he will still be in the transfer market thing because of it seems there's going to be a massive exodus of players from Bayer Leverkusen team. Eric Ten Hag has taken over. Florian Wirtz is leaving. You might be looking at okay, we can get a Premier League club or a better club in Europe or so. So he can still do better. He's still young, so he can still adapt and do better. But at the moment, really, if he wants to really be at the fore, he wants to compare to the likes of Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, he really has to do better in terms of how he plays for the national team. All
right, let's see how it goes. Away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's move straight to foreign football. In the just concluded UEFA Nations League, Portugal became 2-time Nations League winners with an epic victory over defending champions Spain, thanks to Diogo Costa's shootout save from Alvaro Morata, which sealed a 5-3 success on penalties after a 2-2 draw. I saw a 40-year-old man in tears talking about Cristiano and Ronaldo, and I've seen a lot of comments on social media that Ronaldo is competing with a 17-year-old Lamine Yamal, but Ronaldo has always been like this ever since he was a teenager.
Ever since he broke out in 2004 Euros that they hosted and they lost
to Greece in the final.
Greece in the final, which everyone thought that Portugal was actually going to win, and then he came to win 12 years later. In
2016
years that he couldn't even play the final. That was what he could only play maybe 20 minutes or so when he came off. And Ronaldo has always been like that. It's not about him competing 17-year-old. Every day it's a day to get it. Every day is a day to win for him. And the winning mentality has always carried. You could see the commentary before he scored the goal. They said Ronaldo is a player that he just needs that one chance. No matter, even if he's...
He also confirmed it when he scored the goal.
That he just needs one chance. And when the chance came, he didn't fluff his lines. He scored. And that's why when he leaves the scene, he's a colossal figure. It's going to be very, very hard to replace him. The Gonzalo Ramoses of this world, the Diego Jotas of this world,
I don't think they have any other
they don't still cut
sharp striker that can step into his shoes. Yeah.
Mentality-wise, they don't still cut it over Ronaldo, because when he's there as a defender, you might look at it, he's 40 years old, but you don't take your eyes off him, because you take your eyes off him, the positioning is still always there for Ronaldo. And when when they deliver the ball, he's always there to deliver. And very, very good one for him. Of course, brought him back to the game, 2-2 in the 61st minute, and from there, Portugal took it by scruff of the neck. Nuno Mendes was a player. Really
talking about Nuno Mendes, any player that have played against him this season has always been in his pocket. The likes of Mo Salah, Bukayo Saka, and now Lamine Yamal.
And take a look at it, and he has single-handedly ended their Ballon d'Or charge.
Come on, talking about
Ballon d'Or charge, ended Lamine Yamal's Ballon d'Or charge, because people were hyping Lamine Yamal for Ballon d'Or charge. You're supposed to be even hyping Rafinha, who had the better season stats-wise, but they were hyping Ballon d'Or, Yamal, and Mendes has been very, very great. Because if you take a look at it, Mendes did not actually, it wasn't stellar at the beginning of the season. It wasn't. But from January, when the knockouts of the Champions League started,
I think it's not only about Mendes, it's only about Paris Saint-Germain as a team.
And
they started really slow.
Very slow. You look at when they finished 22nd place thereabout.
They had to play playoffs to qualify for the knockout stage.
And they were quite lucky, and they got into the knockout stage, played Liverpool. They didn't have it easy. Same as Nuno Mendes, who started slow too. But right now, at the moment, as I can confirm to you, he's the best left back in the world right now. He can do no wrong. He puts foot no wrong. And the fact that he's 19, 20 years of age, and he's doing very, very well for himself at the moment. I'm very, very happy for him. And Dembele should be thanking someone like Mendes. He has put Dembele in the clear for the Ballon d'Or charge. If, well, let's say, France got to the finals, it would have been almost home.
Because I saw the post of the likes of Desiree Doué calling him the left back, the best left back right now in the world.
Yeah, his teammates are really showing players, and good one for Portugal. And let's take a look at it. The World Cup is coming. I feel they have the talent to go for that final push. Could this be the final push for Ronaldo? Because we know Ronaldo, by the time the World Cup comes 2026,
he'll be 41 plus.
41 plus, yeah. 41 plus going into 42. So maybe this could be the final challenge. And this would be it would be an epic dance if Ronaldo with that team eventually bags the World Cup.
I don't see that's happening though, but it is what it is.
It could happen anyway.
Still talking about UEFA Nations League. What did Roberto Martinez did well? I know before now we've always been criticizing even the starting lineup. I also criticizing why can't you play one of the best midfielder
as a right back?
Talking about Joao Felix. And the only thing that he does well is starting Ronaldo for me.
I think what he has actually done well is that he has blocked out negatives of Ronaldo is pulling the team back. I just feel, I beg your pardon for this language, I just feel it's actually retarded that people saying that Ronaldo is taking the team back. How does he take the team back? Is their talisman. Is the one that, of course, when it's time for cojones, when it's time like the player that you expect to deliver on the stage, he's going to deliver. And he just kept it simple, you know. Play Vitinha was supposed to play the required player was supposed to play there. Maybe bad, the only selection thing that we always think that why will you play Joao Neves as right back? One of the best midfielders that played for Paris Saint-Germain this season, even in Europe, playing at right back. But apart from that, he's played everybody that position that they need to play them.
Yeah, because there was Semedo on the bench. I mean, what is his name? This one that plays for United, Diego Dalot was also on the bench. So how can you not play?
But what I think he has also done is that he has recognized that in the final, in-game management, Spain will always come at you. So they were sitting off in a very, very they were not pressing high up on Spain. They were sitting off. Okay, when we get the ball, we counter. We don't just go. We don't press high up like the way France did against Spain. I know France got battered. They held 5, even if they came back to score 4 goals back. So they just held off. We know they need to sit up because they know that if they press high up, the press is not going to be coherent because Ronaldo is not going to press high up with them too. So they have to sit back, take the pressure.
Play Spain where you have Nico Williams from the left wing and right wing and Lamine Yamal from the right wing.
And very, very careful. And the wing backs, the full backs really did their job. You know, Joao Neves, not his natural position, because if you look at the match, Dean Alcin, the switch of play was always on, but Joao Neves did very well, same as Nuno Mendes, who kept Lamine Yamal quiet, and this actually aided them to also funnel attacks down the left too. And look at the goals; it came from Mendes' wing, and part of Lamine Yamal not tracking Mendes back because he did a very, very good defensive job on him. So Martinez, the only issue I actually have with Martinez is that he wasted the Belgium golden generation. I just hope he doesn't do the same with this generation, because even this generation are even KDB and all. If you look at them, Bernardo Silva is 30 plus, Bruno Fernandes is 30 plus,
years.
Ruben Neves is knocking. Ronaldo is 28. Ronaldo is 40. What's his name now? Ruben Diaz is also 20 something. So this going to the World Cup, I just hope he gets it right, because the Belgium generation went no Euros, no World Cup, no even World Cup final. I think the best they got to was it the 20 World Cup semi-final? They got back 3rd place. So let's see if he can just get this right with the Portuguese national team. And let's see the. All
right, Victor Ayeton, I agree with you 90%. They playing Pedro Neto ahead of Rafael Leao. I don't know, I'm not the head coach, but you come out and tell us the reason why you always play Neto ahead of Rafael Leao. Come on, talking about work rates, Rafael Leao has it all.
Yeah,
talking about work rates.
He does. Rafael Leao is actually unplayable, but there's this thing about, personally for me, I know talent is good, but something I used to look at, you have to be serious when you are playing, right? So Rafael Leao.
Are you saying Pedro Neto is more serious than Rafael Leao?
Well, I know he has more work than Rafael Leao, of course. He might not be as talented as Rafael Leao in terms of, trickery and all that, but the industry brings to the field, Rafael Leao might not bring it. I know Rafael Leao sometimes...
He can as well play, I mean, what is his name? Pedro Neto from the right wing, then Rafael Leao from the left wing.
That's a good opinion, but at the end of the day, the coach knows why he makes his decisions, and I just hope that, like I said, for 2026 World Cup, he gets it right. Because, this might be Ronaldo's last dance. I don't see Ronaldo playing the next Euros, to be honest. But of course, the next World Cup, Ronaldo will be there.
That's 41.
He will be there. And this Nations League triumph has just given this confidence that I can go one more, I can go one better. So let's see if they can actually come to the fore again. All
right, in the third place, France defeated Germany by 2 goals to nothing. All thanks to Kylian Mbappe with that fine strike, and also assisted Michael Olise for the second goal. All right, away from UEFA Nations League, let's talk about transfer news. Super Eagles striker Victor James Osimhen has officially turned down with 5th offer from Saudi Arabian giant Al-hilal, reaffirming his desire to remain in Europe. You see, this Victor James Osimhen and Al-hilal has been, it's over a year now.
Yeah, it's drag over a year now.
So where is the pending of swinging to? Where is Osimhen going? That's the problem.
I personally, for me, people, he might have said he wanted to go to Chelsea because, maybe European football, but Chelsea is really going to play in...
They already made it clear. They can't pay 400,000.
They can't pay that wage bill.
They can't even pay 350 for Osimhen.
Chelsea already, if they want to go out of the market, they won't have bought Delap. Now they've bought Delap now. Delap doesn't look like he's the main deal, but of course he can support Nicholas Jackson in the striking department. And Al-hilal giving that kind of money, this is...
Come on.
Let's talk about it really. Like one of my friends said that, why don't you just take this offer? Because very soon you're looking at the dose of 30.
He's 26.
Very soon, and although we know it's at his prime, but Napoli will have seen it better to apply his trade, of course, in Europe and all that. But I don't see Osimhen getting Real Madrid deal, Real Madrid offer. Mbappe is there. Mbappe is here to stay. Man City, I don't think so. Haaland is there to stay.
How about Manchester United?
Manchester United, I don't think they're looking in this direction either. They're looking in the direction of Victor Gyökeres. That's if they get Gyökeres, because even the Champions League clause, playing Champions League football is even part of the thing for him. And I don't think Osimhen right now wants to go to United team that is not a team that's not going to play Champions League. That's what he's still trying to evaluate. And I just hope it's...
But there's Liverpool somewhere.
Yeah, there is, but they are not going for him. That's the thing. So I hope his agent just, of course, make the best possible decision for him, because this is career-changing money. We all know that. And,
come on, don't even
and the
talk
fact is that one of my friends,
a lot of money.
A friend of mine said something that this guy wants to just take this offer because you can't outdo Salah in Europe. And Salah is how old now? Salah, if Salah gets kind of offer, I'm sure Salah might say, "Oh, I have tried.
Because he has won it all.
I've won
the Champions League.
I can move." So maybe Osimhen just looking at it, the fact that he's not won the Champions League. He's won league. Yeah, he's won domestic trophy. Maybe he's the Champions League. He just want to add to his CV. But the thing is that if no clubs are coming for you, I don't think Galatasaray is the club for me. Because I feel like you should be in a better club. But at the moment, this looks like the best possible transfer. But people are saying, he should still stay because he's still a young player. But if this is the best thing for you to get, why don't you just bag it and move? And the fact is that since Osimhen is still young, he can still always come back to Europe.
Maybe after 2 or 3 years.
He can still always come back to Europe and stick back in the club if he has good start in Al-hilal. Because Al-hilal will play at the Club World Cup. It's still a way to even still play your trade. Clubs will still keep an eye on you and all that. There's a particular player that was in Al-Nassr before. He has moved back to a European club after seasons because he's still young.
The young man from Brazil.
Yes. So let's
all right, still in the world of transfer, let's move straight to the camp of the Manchester City. I don't know who offended Pep Guardiola. Guardiola has gone for Nori, Tijani, Rangers, and now they are keen on signing the young man from France, talking about Ryan Cherki. So who offended the young man? Who provoked him? Because he came fourth.
Because they came fourth. Because they came fourth in the league standings. I asked myself one day. I was saying in Europe, where did they see money? Where did they see this money? Because these are very, very decent players. Tijani Reinders has been a player I have admired from when he was at AZ Alkmaar, when he moved to AC Milan. Because of the name Tijani. And Tijani is a player that I'm very confident that he's going to play very, very well for them. mobile midfielder, has good eye for goal, has good eye for pass. He can play in a possession-based system. If you even in a counter-attacking system, he can still play there because
of course. We saw what he did at this team last season.
Yes, and also what he does at the national team stage is very, very good. And adding right to get to the 4. Don't forget they still have Doku, they still have
Mamouche is there, Doku is there. Come on, don't talk about.
Well, I don't know. I think Pep really is here to say he just wants to like dominate that league. He does not want to back down.
And there is Arsenal somewhere. We don't even know where they're going to. They are just on
they are still struggling on the Zubimendi deal. Zubimendi. And I don't know. Arsenal,
and the latest is Sesko.
Arsenal keeps stacking midfielders, and we all know the issue. You all know the issue that Arsenal actually has. We know it's actually their striking role. Benjamin Sesko, is the man for the job? I know he's a decent player, but I don't really. He's not at the world class level yet. He's a good player, but he's also a player that also struggles.
Instead of Sesko, why not go for
Gyökeres? Because Sesko has a lot of injury struggles and all that, but on his day, he's an unplayable striker. He's very good. But the fact is that they've not even gotten any deal over the line. Even the Zubimendi deal has not been over the line yet. And you know, this is how they'll keep dilly-dallying till the season starts.
Come on.
And you know, Saka replacement needs a replacement. It needs.
And there is one area, so I don't think they have any problem in that wing.
But I think I see him more as a 10 than as a winger anyway. Personally for me anyway. So they need strikers, and at the same time they don't have a left back per se. They don't have a very decent left back. They have a right back in Ben White, and they need to look into some department. So the department that they're supposedly trying to stack is stuck in that department already.
Where you have Odegaard, you have Thomas Partey, mention them.
You have Declan Rice.
Declan Rice is there already. So why going for a midfielder?
So I don't know what he's planning though, but anything that you are cooking next thing, just cooking and let it get done, because the likes of Man City are not playing in the transfer market. Even Liverpool are looking to get Florian Wirtz in the transfer market. So anything that the clubs are there, I think is very good that you get your deals very timely, because of they can get in tune for the preseason. The Club World Cup is coming. It will take some shot of some players that you want to get from other clubs. So get the players, get them you want to get them now, so that you get it for the preseason and then they are ready for the new season to start. Because you know now there's a whole lot of matches that they will play. So once they have proper preparation, they've signed properly, they'll be able to, of course, gel with the team. But for us now and United and Co, let's see how they would fare in the transfer market, because you can't say there are no players on the transfer market. There are a lot of players. There's still an osimhen we're talking about somewhere.
Yes, of course.
So you get an osimhen in your strike.
Of course, they are good to go.
They are good to go, definitely, and they have good creative players that can feed strikers. So, and you know, these are going to be their woes. But this is why they probably not won, because they need players, strikers that forwards that need to score scrappy goals for them, and they've not actually found that was part of their doing. They lost the league. They've lost the league 3 times, three seasons in a row, and I just hope they can actually get it right this time.
All right, let's see how it goes. Away from transfer news, let's move straight to the just concluded French Open, talking about Roland Garros. And of course, world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz saved 3 championship points as he produced an astonishing fight back from 2 sets down to beat Yannick Sinner in the Roland Garros final for the ages on Sunday. Talking about, what is his name? Alcaraz. After Rafael Nadal, he is my favorite when it comes to lawn tennis. And I saw the game. The match lasted for over 5 hours 29 minutes, making it the second longest, when it comes to lawn tennis, after Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic in 2012 of Wimbledon, which lasted for 5 hours 53 minutes. When I saw the first 2 sets won by Yannick Sinner, I was like, come on, Carlos Alcaraz, I rooted for you. So what's going on? But good one for Carlos. Alcaraz. I saw the Spanish national team. They were on the pitch following the game between Yannick Sinner and of course Alcaraz. I don't want it back to back. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, congratulations to him, and really the way Carlos Alcaraz has been really beating Yannick Sinner has been
5 times in a row.
Has been quite
that's crazy.
So although Yannick Sinner is still world number 1, and of course the Wimbledon is coming next, the next Grand Slam is coming next, and if Sinner still holds up strong and wins Wimbledon, he'll still remain world #1. But Carlos Alcaraz, what a man! The fans did give him an extra push after he was 2 sets down. But really, it takes mental fortitude to really play 5 hours of a match. Someone was telling me that this is the sport that you can say you are the goat of a sport.
Yes,
because
of course.
only you decide how it is. There are no teammates. It's only you when it comes to the crucial moment. It's only you that will decide how I would win this or how I would not win this. Your teammates can set you up in football and you win. Your teammates can set you up in basketball and you win. But tennis here, it's only you and your racket and your initiative. 5 hours plus match it's quite you have to have strong mental fortitude. And at a point, you know, both players were actually tired. Even Yannick Sinner, after he was 2 sets up, the tiredness was beginning to show. Yes. And Carlos Alcaraz actually banked that. But it was actually beautiful tennis. It was tennis of the highest order, and it was very good. It was a good match to really watch for those, and for the neutrals. I saw the game. It was a very nice match to watch, and this is like the new rivalry now.
Yannick Sinner versus Carlos Alcaraz.
Everybody has left. Rafael Nadal has left the scene. Rafael has left the scene. Djokovic is gradually ebbing out of the scene. So this is like the new rivalry now, and let's hope they keep this consistency up. And congratulations to Alcaraz, really. He's doing very well for himself. You know, young man doing well, same as Yannick Sinner too. But I know that Yannick Sinner, of course, will be preparing a comeback. But Alcaraz,
a comeback like 5 times in a row. Come on, Victor, it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel for him though. But let's see how it goes, really. And I'm sure he'll be kicking himself yesterday for not winning. But in the Wimbledon, I'm sure he's going to prepare more and more, of course, to try and battle Alcaraz.
I feel he should just pray and hope that another long term, maybe the likes of Medvedev and co knock Alcaraz, you know, yes, of course. Yeah, or maybe Djokovic. Djokovic still find it easy to beat Alcaraz than playing Yannick Sinner.
Sinner doesn't respect him
at all.
But when he plays Alcaraz, Djokovic still find a way to always beat Alcaraz. But you know, I feel even right now the kind of form that Alcaraz has, if Djokovic comes, Alcaraz won't take it easy too.
All right, and of course in the women's category we saw your crush, Coco Gauff, defeated Aryna Sabalenka. World #2 also defeated world #1 in the women's category. Did you see it coming?
Well, Coco Gauff, we know issue has always been consistency. So an Iga Swiatek has a little bit of consistency over her, but you know when it comes to the final, you know, it's how the pendulum swings. It's how you can take your initiative, how you can take your moment, how you seize your moment to win. And Coco Gauff seized her moment and she won. And so good one for her. I'm very happy for her. Of course, you know she's like the sweetheart of the United States, and very young lady. Doing well for herself. So the question is that can she keep this consistency up?
She has always been there, 1 to 5.
Yeah, but you know, in championship, getting to finals and all that, she has had her own brief struggles and all that. You know, at the time, Naomi Osaka was there, left, and Coco Gauff is here. Iga Swiatek is really, she's holding up strong. So good one for her. Congratulations to her. Let's hope that she can keep challenging Iga Swiatek to the #1 spot. But Iga Swiatek also, I feel she's good. It just happened on the final that Coco Gauff was better than her, and that's also why.
No, Iga Swiatek is now #7. Aryna Sabalenka, she's the one leading the ATP ranking right now in women's category.
So really, so let's see how it goes. Really, for me personally, Coco Gauff, she's crazy talented, and the consistency is what we want. Everybody is still looking for that consistency that Serena Williams had, and none of them has really given us that vibe yet. But Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, Coco Gauff, they are showing little signs. Let's hope maybe Naomi Osaka of this will also come back to also challenge.
I don't think so.
Maybe because the childbirth thing has taken a toll on her. But let's see, Coco Gauff is still the one that's still trying to raise the flag up high. So let's see if she can actually keep at that and keep the fire burning.
All right, congratulations once again to Carlos Alcaraz and of course Coco Gauff. That is how much we can take on Sport Talk on Enterprise TV 7. Endeavor to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified of all alerts. Follow us across our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Like, share and engage on our content. Visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com for all the news you can use, the inclusives and the live update. Victor Ayeton Daminelli has been great on the show today.
Thank you very much. It feels good to be here.
All right, my name remains John Olashukomi. See you next time.